The future is to be more futuristic than inspected. Mind the dispatching of agents into your body's minds and souls, overtaking them and disturbing the flow of thought. Mind the Neurowarfare satellite-controlled computational demonology and radionics, scanning for anomalies in your minds and political dissidents. Let's be pacified zombies, anyone. Now we've got a new tool, namely how to influence your collective dreams, identities, and memories. So this is a rather new paper from May 22nd, 2026. And it is about how successfully we got from Jack Gallant's Berkeley 2013 decoding of the visual core images into the screen. So right now the technology in the governmental sectors, this is officially published, is highly successful at processing real-time, through your eyes, everything you see from the satellite level, believe it or not. You can, if I look at the image of my loved one, they can see it through my eyes somehow. And if I dream, they can see and record my dreams if they want to. They can implement their dreams into my mind if they like. Who? Well, those who have this technology, those who utilize it, those who are in the military industrial circles, and those who are in the military intelligence. How do I know? Well, I experienced all of that shit because I was trying to convince them not to push for the Hive project back in 2014, to cooperate on the Hyperion Stellar Arc project in 2013. This technology was erased. And also, I made sure that no further tech channel transmissions will reach Earth because monkeys cannot enter space. We don't want to pollute the space with monkeys. So, as a, let's say, whistleblower, let's move to our paper. Hey. So, advanced visual code decoding as the catalyst for visual artificial intelligence development and an instrument of neurowarfare. This report provides a comprehensive analysis of visual code decoding, yada yada yada, neural decoding from early 2011-2013 laboratory frameworks to modern multimodal latent diffusion architectures. So let's skim it and so on. The foundational milestones of this field were established by the Gallant Lab at the University of California, Berkeley between 2011-2013. Under the direction of Dr. Jack Gallant, I contacted him regarding the Hyperion Tech post. Unfortunately, I was ignored. And then in 2014, the Navy militant wanted to assassinate me by frying my brain hard and hiring assassins. Assassinations didn't work out too well. I'm still alive, hooray! So, these early decoding models relied heavily on Gabor wavelet pyramids and linear regression architectures. They mapped and modern ones. Visual code decoding as the foundation. Areas V1, V2 responsible for local feature extraction in the brain and the central nervous system. V4IT inferotemporal cortex responsible for high-level semantic synthesis. Object categorization, facial recognition, all this artificial intelligence is skimming the milk of super control and command of the human hive. So, state of the art in 2026. Contemporary visual decoding systems have achieved a quantum leap by fusing fMRI and magnetoencephalography. You can scan fMRI and brain wavelets and the personal imprinted brainwave of millions of people worldwide simultaneously by big data centers. So, no direct targeting like in the 1950s, say, no direct profiling. You can mass profile, mass control, command and decode millions. Why am I resilient? I'm a fucking Nordic of the Nordic race. Hey, we are not that easily broken. So, SOTA frameworks such as Mirage and SamVideo, these are just the public information, the public papers that were released to the broader knowledge. Utilize contrastive latent alignments to project cortical activity patterns straight into cross-modal vector spaces. This enables the flawless reconstruction of unseen stimuli, abstract concepts imagined with eyes closed, and complex subconscious imagery generated during the REM. So you can close your eyes, visualize something like a magician does, and that may be easily reconstructed on a computer screen, for example, or creating a holograph and re-holographizing that into your head. Now, the comparison of 2013 technologies, present state of the art, low resolution blurred boundaries heat maps, photorealistic cells, stable video, linear regression, Gable wavelets, latent diffusion models, clip alignments, active perception, now perception, REM, sleep state, pure imagination, multi-hour subject-specific tuning. Right now it's rapid multimodal zero-shot mapping. If you want your brain to be raped, it may be raped just like that. And you may be someone completely new, someone completely different with a different identity, and so on, so on. Unless you have this one thing that the Intel military industrial complex and all the fucking tech of monkeys on Earth that they don't have, which is alignment with the stellar gods that spit on this whole establishment of pigs. Now, you may say that they may kill me. They may. I may drop dead. But my spirit is escorted back to the stars while the pigs in the Intel, in the high-tech art of neurowarfare, cyber warfare, they're ignored. Why? Because they're pigs. Total pigs. Vermin. Pest. Now, neurowarfare and the mechanics of mind infiltration. The asymmetric leaps in neural decoding capabilities have birthed a highly classified domain of national conflict, neurowarfare. It may be organic operating system that can be compromised, mapped, and rewritten. Completely unethical, but who gives a fuck about ethics in the modern day total warfare on all fronts? Now, real-time perceptual interception or mind hacking, deploying non-invasive or semi-invasive high-density BCI arrays, infiltration and distortion of memory hacking. I covered that in the Cyber Papers 2014-2022. You can find it on the web. The subversion of self within subjective identity. Now that's a mess, right? Because if you have no solid identity core, you are a controlled political puppet, right? A mob to be controlled. Because you can be fucking eats, ice, always, Cthulhu's and whatever the fuck. And meanwhile, you're fucked in the ass because you are just a fucking mass of population overgrown to be controlled by overseers, right? Our most loved overseers. Unfortunately, there's something that is called the perturbation or signal instability, chaotic instability, that has many aspects, occult aspects, that may turn into Soylent Green in the end. And then I'm not sorry for the politicals because that's the basic instinct of the hellish software and hardware that they're not aware of just yet. So, cognitive zeroing effect erasing the baseline identity of an individual and leaving them entirely susceptible to external behavioral automation, like Pavlov's dogs, but on a human scale, right? Conclusion and strategic recommendations. Nobody gives a fuck about neuro cybersecurity protocols unless those who use the offensive capacities. The ethics is reserved for those in the know-how of the Intel business. They don't give a fuck about the ethics among the civilian fucking victims or subjects of the power, right? Okay, that's a very short introduction of how fucked up are you, and I wanted to pose as a little hero because, you know, I warned against the Hive project. I warned against going on with this tech, but it will end up very badly. I tried to fucking assassinate Trump in 2015, mid 2015, when I was fucking trashed like a bloody dog. So, now, what's the result? You're either an aware user, an aware werewolf, that is utilizing this for his own personal self-liberation, or you're just a fucking user that is not even aware that he's being used and fucked in the ass for the purpose of those in power amassing more power over you. It's a feedback loop. Alright, you give away your powers, your intellect, your strength, your ideas, and the resources are vampirized by the powers to be. The powers to be get much stronger and they destroy your capacities to defend yourself, to gather your liberties and whatsoever. And it's not a brave new world really, because there are fucking portents of chaos and hells in it that might turn awfully wrong. Another warning that I issued, free bonus point for me before I die, before I leave this earth. I leave this recording as a ha ha in the end. Thank you.